Hello everyone, myself Umar Mulani, working as assistant professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department of Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Yadra, Ichalkaranji. As I am handling competitive programming 1 for third year students in Computer Science and Engineering Department. Today we'll discuss about recurrence relation. So recurrence relation make it easy to count a variety of recursively defined structure. Generally, we know about the recursion. That means a function which is calling itself until and unless it will not reach a certain condition where it will come out of that recursion and execute the remaining part of the program. So we may say that the recursion we can able to use to find out different needs or the different tasks to performed under certain condition, and that will be the used to count the iteration of the particular task or particular work. Recursively defined structure include tree, list, well-formed formulae, and divide and conquer algorithm. Here, one should understand about where generally we are going to use recursion. We are going to use this recursion in tree or list or some kind of formulas which required a recursion, and mostly we'll find that the recursion is used in divide and conquer algorithm. We may say that most of the sorting techniques where we are able to see or we are able to use recursion in the program. What is recursion? What is recursion? Recurrence relation. It is an equation which is defined in terms of itself. Generally, as I told you, that is recursion is nothing but the function which will call itself. So this is what a recurrence relation, which nothing but where the equation is defining to call itself until and unless it will not reach a certain specified condition. Any polynomial can be represented by recurrence, including the linear functions. So polynomial is also one kind of recursion, or the polynomial computation can be done by using recursion, and it may include linear functions too, which will use recursion function. Here we can see linear functions, which is an equal to an minus 1 plus 1. A1 is equal to 1 is implies an equal to n. If we consider this is an linear function, then exponential can be represented by recurrence such as an equal to 2an minus 1, a1 is equal to 2, which will implies an is equal to 2n. This is a recurrence which will represent it for the linear equation, and finally we can say that the function is not easily represented using conventional notation can be described by the recurrence. We may say that this will be the weird things that one can able to use a recursion with to the linear functions, and which will be represented such as an equal to nan minus 1, where a1 is equal to 1, that will implies an equal to a naught. So this is an recursion, a relation which will represent with the equations. Generally, we can say the linear functions where we can able to find certain kinds of recursion, and that we can use in our programs to solve a given equation or the given problem statement. Next, we'll see about binomial coefficients. The most important class of counting number are the binomial coefficients, where the limit k up to n count the number of ways to choose k things out of n possibilities. What do they count? That means if I consider about binomial coefficient, which will used generally for the counting of the numbers, and which will be represented with the variable k and n, where k is the things uh, which will be used to find out n number of possibilities. So how we able to count them, means how we find what kind of possibilities we are getting with the um considering the things, the k things with the n number of possibilities. So in regard with this, we can able to see the examples which will say, that is, if I want to find, or if I want to make an committees, so how we can able to find the committees, or what kind of possibilities there we can able to do the committees. So how many ways are there to form a k number committees from n peoples? We may consider, that is, there are the members in the committees, and how many combinations of that committees will be possible to be generated. So that will be defined as bracket k, limit k to the n is will be the answer that has to be defined, or that has to be uh, formed by the committees. Next, which will have a path across a grid. So how many ways are there to travel from upper left corner of an n into m grid to the lower right corner by walking only down and to the right? So suppose we have a grid, and that grid will be represented with the n into m, and one should want to travel from upper left corner to the lower right corner, and the path will be from downward direction with the to the right, downward direction to the right. So every path must consist of n plus m steps, whereas n downward and m to the right. So every path with a different set of downward moves is distinct, so that there are k where the limit is n plus m, such sets of the path will be generated. As the problem suggests that one should walk through or travel through the graph grid from upper left corner to the lower right corner, downward direction with the right. So there must be n plus m, where n will be represented as a downward direction and m must be representing to the right. So that combination or that possibilities, or we may say the path which represent by this travel is k and is to n plus m. This way are these are the possible path where we can go or we can travel downward direction to the right of the grid. Next, we have a coefficient of in bracket a plus b raised to n. If I need to find out the coefficient of a plus b in bracket raised to n, so what we can observe here is that suppose n value will be the represent as a 3, so we know that equation is a plus b uh, in bracket a plus b raised to 3, then it will gives or it will represent as, so in bracket a plus b raised to 3 is equal to 1 a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus 1 b cube. This is what the equation will get for the coefficient of in bracket a plus b raised to 3, that is raised to, or we can say it is an cube. So this is what the coefficient we are getting for a plus b raised to n. Then next is what we are having, the binomial coefficient is Pascal triangle. No doubt, no debate, you played with this arrangement of number of high school. Each number is the sum of the two numbers directly above it. You may going to be come across with this kind of arrangement in at your school. That is, if I need to find out the sum of the two numbers and directly which will represent about the 1. So this is what Pascal triangle which will be implemented where, so 1 and that combination of that 1 will be represented, and this triangle generally it is going to be represented as a Pascal triangle where each number is the sum of the two numbers directly above it. Directly above it is the sum of the two numbers which will be generated. So here we will find that 1 plus 2 is at 2 which is going to be represented here. 1 plus 2 3, 2 plus 1 that is 3. Then here 1 plus 3 which will be represented as a 4, and 3 plus 3 6, 3 plus 1 will be 4. Likewise it will be represented, that is what each number is the sum of the two numbers directly above it. This is what nothing but an Pascal triangle representation. Now we'll see some of the other counting sequences. There are several other counting sequences which repeatedly emerge in the application and which are easily computed using recurrence relation. There are different equations is also there which generally used for the counting and which also represent with the recursion. The wise combinatorial list keeps them in mind whenever they count. So some of the other counting techniques are Fibonacci's number or Fibonacci's series. What it will define by the recurrence, f of n is equal to f of n minus 1 plus f of n minus 2, and the initial value f0 is equal to 0 and f1 is equal to 1. This is what they are repeatedly used or repeatedly emerges because it is perhaps the simplest interesting recurrence relation. The first several values are 0, then it will be represented with the 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 35. sorry 55. So this is what we can say the Fibonacci series, which will be represented with the recursion relation. A Fibonacci number lend themselves to an amazing variety of mathematical identities and are just fun to play with. Generally, we can say this is one of the counting technique where the uh, student will enjoy to find out different kinds of Fibonacci series for the given number. Next is Catalan numbers. The recurrence and associated closed forms, which is represented by Cn is equal to summation of limit k is equal to 0 raised to n minus 1 ck c n minus 1 minus k is equal to 1 divided by n plus 1 into in bracket n 2 raised to 2n. So this is Catalan numbers which represent recursion and which will also has associated forms which will be represented for counting sequences. Define Catalan numbers which occurs in surprising numbers of problems in combinatorics. The first several terms are 2, 5, 14, 42, 132, 429, 1430 and so on when C of 0 is equal to 1. This is what Catalan numbers we will get while you are representing about the recursion in association with associated close forms. There are some few counting sequences, that is set partitions. The second kind of Strelling number, which will say that is k, which will having kn counts the number of ways to partition n item into k sets. For example, there are 7 ways to partition 4 items into exactly 2 sets, and how we are going to be represent them as, say first set 1 set we are having 1 and another set is having 2 3 4. Similarly, we will have sets 1 2 and another set is 3 4. Likewise, we are having 13 24 14 23 1 2 3 4 1 2 4 3 and 1 3 4 2. So this is what we can say the likely sets which are generated for the partitioner set partition of the given sets. Next, what we are having integer partitions. An integer partition of n is an unordered sets of positive integer which add up to n. The example which we'll see here is a 7 partition of 5, namely 5 4 1 3 2 3 1 1 2 2 1 2 1 1 1 and 5 ones. So this is one way where the integer partition we can represent, and this is one of the easiest way to count them in the defined functions. F of n comma k gives the number of integer partition of n with larger part of at most k. So what kind of integer partition will get, that will be defined with the function f of n comma k. Recursion and induction. So I will read this one as you will find more interesting about this. Is a mathematical induction provides a useful tool to solve recursions. So generally what we can say, the induction which will be used to represent about a recurrence. When we first learn about mathematical induction, As in the high school, it seems like a complete magic. You provide the formula for some basic cases like 1 or 2. That means you first time when you use the recursion, you will find certain kinds of magic which will be generated as we are passing certain values certain cases with the 1 or 2, then assumed it was true all the way to n minus 1. So it will goes up to the n minus 1 before proving it was true for a general n using the assumption, and that was the proof. And this is what we can say is one kind of a proof which will be generated while you are passing the values up to n minus 1, and you will get the true values for that recursion. Next, what we have when we first learn the programming technique of recursion in the college, it also seemed like a complete magic. Your program tested whether the input argument was some basic cases like 1 or 2. If not, you solve the bigger case by breaking it up intro pieces and calling the subprogram itself to solve these pieces. That is what was a program. Then generally in a programming language also we have seen the recursion, and that time also we feel that is how it going to be work. As the recursion is going to be work as we are passing the condition with the recursion, and it will stop with when the condition is failed, and that if the condition is not failed we can execute, or it will be execute the piece of code again and again, and it will give you the certain result or certain value which will be used in the program. So what is it? Reason both seems like magic is because recursion is a mathematical induction. In both we have a general and boundary conditions. As I told you, that is whenever you are going to be using recursion, one should provide with a certain condition where it will lies in that condition, then it will comes out of that loop and execute the remaining program. With the general condition breaking the problem into smaller and smaller pieces, the initial or boundary condition terminate the recursion. Once you understand either recursion or induction, you should be able to turn it around to see why the other one also work. And generally, when the condition, or what we can say the boundary condition which will be used to terminate the recursion, and one has to understand whether the recursion or induction will be aimed with the terminating condition or the boundary condition, and that will be used or that will be able to turn it around to see the other block of code is also going to be work around it. So this is what about the recursion and induction which will be used in the program. So one should understand here is that hence one we can say that recursion which will be used in the program to execute a piece of code, and which will be terminated when the boundary condition reaches by the variable. Thank you.